Alright, I'm doing another video for step 3 of the fraction project because I know the first one was way too confusing and I think I know why. I didn't really tell you guys the stuff that you were going to need in order to do the math problem. So I'm going to tell you all the things that you need, and then you should pause the video and then go gather the things that you need and then start the video again. So the first thing that you need is the amount of the ingredient that you need for your modified recipe. So I'm using the ingredient brown sugar, and I did step 1 and step 2 already, so I know that I need 24.5 cups of brown sugar for my modified recipe. So my modified recipe makes 56 servings. It's a lot of sugar. So the next thing you need is a nutrition label. And the nutrition label, the part of the nutrition label that we're using is really only this part up here. So your nutrition label needs to have a serving size and a servings per container so that you know how much is in the container. So I know if my serving size is 1 teaspoon and my servings per container is about 227, then there's about 227 teaspoons in that container of brown sugar. Okay? So that's necessary. That information has to be on whatever nutrition label you find. So not all nutrition labels actually work. You're going to have to find the right one. So the other thing that it needs is it needs to have a convertible unit. So for example, like on this one, this is in teaspoons and my recipe is in cups, and I can convert teaspoons into cups. So I can use this label because it's in teaspoons and my recipe is in cups. So I also made that poster with the conversion stuff, so it tells you how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon, how many tablespoons are in a cup, and you can use that information to convert your information, or your amounts, I should say. So I wrote example, teaspoons can be converted into cups. So if you find a nutrition label that is in ounces and it's not liquid, then and your recipe is in cups, then you can't really use it because you can't convert things from ounces to cups unless it's liquid. There's 8 ounces of liquid per cup, but when you start measuring dry things like cereal or brown sugar, then you don't necessarily have that same conversion. There's not 8 ounces of brown sugar in a cup, or at least I don't think there is, but I haven't actually measured. So the next thing that you need is the cost of the item. So if you're looking for the cost, your information for that also has to correspond with your nutrition label. So for me, I have this nutrition label, and this price I found that brown sugar costs $2 for 32 ounces, and that was also 227 teaspoons. So I actually looked up how much brown sugar weighs in ounces, and I found out that 227 teaspoons was about 33 ounces or something. So it's close enough, really. And that was $2. So actually I got this information from my brown sugar at home, but then I also looked it up, and yeah, it's the same, so that works. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense, and now you can get your amount, your nutrition label, and your cost so that you can do this whole math problem. So right now is when you pause the video, and I'm going to keep going. Okay, so we're going to start doing this problem. So I'm going to write some of my information up the top that's relevant, like that this is brown sugar. Ooh, I'll use brown for brown sugar. Brown sugar. okay? I need 24.5 cups for my modified recipe. Serves 56. And that's from step 1 and 2 that I've already done. You have to do step 1 and step 2 before you're able to do step 3. So, let's see, what's the other important information? Well, I know that my package of brown sugar, one package, has 227 teaspoons. And the other important information that you can get from that chart that I made, it's hanging in the room on the little metal shelf. The other important information, necessary information really, is that there are 48 teaspoons in 1 cup. Alright. So now that's the information I need to figure out how many of the packages I need. So, we'll keep going. We'll deal with the cost later. Won't put that on there right now. Okay, so if we have cups, let's see if I know. A marker. Okay, so we have cups. So, I need to know how many packages I need. And I know that I need 24.5 cups, and I know that there are 48 teaspoons in 1 cup, and one package has 226 teaspoons. So basically, I really want to know how many cups are in 1 package so that I can figure out how many packages I need to buy. So the way that I would do that, well, let's see, I have 227 teaspoons and 48 go into 1 cup. So let's see, here's 1 cup. Here's another cup. Another cup. I'm not going to draw out all 24. But let's see. So this cup has 48 teaspoons. This cup does too, because they're cups. They're all cups, even if they don't look exactly the same in my beautiful drawing. 48 teaspoons! Okay. Alright, so now what I'm doing here is I'm making groups. I'm making even groups of 48. Each group has 48. What kind of math is that? Well, that's everybody's favorite kind of math. Division! Woohoo! Doo-doo-doo! Division is your best friend. It helps you do stuff. Anyway. Okay, so I'm making groups. That's dividing. I am dividing this number by this number. Now, you are allowed to use calculators on your fraction project, or any project really. So, and I recommend that you do that, because the projects are a lot of work. So, I'm going to do it by hand, just because I feel like it. 227, and I'm dividing it, because I need to know how many cups there are, divided by 48. Okay, well I know 48 doesn't go into 2, and it doesn't go into 22. It's going to go into 227, so I know that 48 is close to 50, so I'm going to use that to estimate how many times it goes into this number. So let's see, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, it might not quite go in that much. Okay, 48 times 4, 2, 3, 192. Okay, 192, subtract 5, carry, or not carry, but regroup, 12, 3. Now I have 35, okay. I'm going to keep going. I know that I'm going to need more than, or I know that there's going to be a little bit more than 4 cups in the 1 package, but I kind of want to know how much more. That way I don't have to really overbuy a lot. So I'm going to keep going to at least 2 more numbers. Put that decimal there, bring down the 0. Okay, so 350. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. So 48 probably fits in there about 7 times. So I'm going to do multiply that again. 48 times 7, 6, 5, 3. 336. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah. So 336. So turn this into a 10. Regroup there. 1 and 14. We'll do one more. That probably fits. 48 probably fits in there only twice. 48 times 2, that's 96. 96. 0, turn that into 14, turn that into a 10, and that into a 13, so 10 minus 6 is 4, 13 minus 9 is 4, so 44. So, yeah, so the next number is going to be pretty big, but we have 4.72 cups. So there's close to 4, okay, let's see. There's about 4 3/4 cups in one pack of brown sugar. Now, I really don't want to overestimate, which is basically what I did, because there's a certain amount in the package and we want to make sure that we have enough. So I'm going to assume that there's just a little bit less in that package. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to round it down to 4.5 to be sure I have enough. Okay, so that's that part. All right, now the next step is very similar. Now that we have our bag of brown sugar converted into cups, I can figure out how many of the bags I need. So I have not 200, not dealing with the teaspoons anymore. Alright, I have one package equals 4.5 cups. Okay, and I need 24.5 cups. So I need to find out how many of these fit into that, because then that's how many packages that I would buy. So it's like basically 4.5 times what equals 24.5. So that's another division problem. So it's 24.5 divided by 4.5. And you could do this as a division of fractions, or you can do division of decimals. Ooh, I just wrote 24.25. That's supposed to be 24.5. Sorry. So even though fractions are more exact, since we're not really using exact numbers and we're rounding up and we're rounding down and all that stuff, I'm going to actually use decimals because I think it'll make a little bit less steps for me. So I'm going to do 24.5 because 0.5 is equal to 1/2 divided by 4.5. Again, because 0.5 is equal to 1/2. So move my decimal like I do in decimal division. And 45 doesn't go into 2 and it doesn't go into 24, but 45 will go into 245. So I'm going to do the same trick I did before where I'm going to use 50, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, might be 5, maybe, probably. 45 times 5, but it's 25, yeah, since it's kind of a lot less than 50. So 45 times 5 is 225. Subtract 5 minus 5 is 0, and then 2. Okay, that was 5. Alright. And then I'm going to add a 0 down there. So that's probably a 7? 7? Yeah, it's probably 7. 45 times 7, 5, 3, So just for 48, so, I mean 28 is 1. Wait a minute. That can't be right. Oh wait, what am I doing? Never mind. What am I thinking? It's smaller than 245. It can't be 7. Crazy teacher lady. Maybe it's 4? 45 times... I think it's 4. 45 times 4... Oh my gosh, is it? No, 8, 9, 10. It can't be. Why am I doing bad math right now? 45 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Oh, 16, 17, 18. Okay. I am losing it. It's the end of the day. Okay. So 200, okay, and a 1, and 10, and a 0, and a 2. Okay, and then it's going to be, oh. So there's a decimal right there. It's going to be 200 again, so it's going to keep being a 4. It's going to be 5.44444. Okay. So there's 4.5 cups in each package. I need 24.5 cups, and so that means that I need 5.4 packages. So in this part, since there's this fits into that about 5.4 times, so if that's saying that I need about 5.4 packages, and you can't buy 5.4 packages of sugar at the store, then I have to round that up. I can't buy 5 packages because then I might not have enough. So I have to round it up to the nearest whole number because you, like I said, you have to buy 1 package at a time or more, so you can't buy half a package. I need 6 packages. And if you remember from the beginning where I had my little price thing, each package cost $2. 1 package cost $2. Decimal. So now, if each one costs $2 and I need 6, that's just 2 times 6 packages. And 2 times 6 is 12. So my final cost for brown sugar equals $12. I don't think I've ever spent that much money on brown sugar. That is a lot of brown sugar. And this video is over. Hurrah!